Hi, welcome to Talking Text. Our passage is 1 Peter chapter 3 from verse 1. Likewise, wives, be subject to your own husbands, so that even if some do not obey the word, they may be won without a word by the conduct of their wives, when they see your respectful and pure conduct. Do not let your adorning be external, with the braiding of hair, the putting on of gold jewelry or clothing, but let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart, with an imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is very precious. For this is how the holy women who hoped in God used to adorn themselves, by submitting to their own husbands, as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord. And you are her children if you do good and do not fear anything that is frightening. Likewise, husbands, live with your wives in an understanding way, showing honor to the woman as a weaker vessel, since they are heirs with you of the grace of life, so that your prayers may not be hindered. Peter begins to address the marriages amongst the believers, and he says, likewise, in the same way that you want to honor and bring Jesus' glory out in your normal life, in your regular life, you ought to do so also in your marriage. To the women, he says, let your husbands be won not just by words, but by your pure conduct. And he says, don't let your adorning be external. The pressure nowadays is completely on external beauty almost, it seems. Everything is consumed through the eyes. And Peter says, don't buy into the adorning of external beauty, but buy into the adorning of internal beauty, which he says is imperishable beauty and very precious to God. Let your beauty be internal. He says, imitate the women of old who hoped in God. Their hope wasn't in their beauty or in their husband, but their hope was primarily and firstly in God. Wives, put your hope firstly in God. And then it says, you are the children of these women. You are imitators of them when you do good and fear nothing. Again, just letting their conduct be that which is good and precious and not fearful. To the husbands, he addresses them and says, live with your wives in an understanding way, in a way which engages in understanding. Many husbands want to disengage and just tune out. The Bible calls husbands to engage and understand their wives. And it says actually also they ought to show honor to them. There's nothing more unbeautiful or distasteful than a husband dishonoring his wife. And the Bible says, no, don't dishonor, but live in a way that understands and engages and honors her. And so this is quite challenging to both husbands and wives. Wives to not just let their speaking win over their husbands, but actually let their conduct and their beauty be internal, but their conduct be such a way that is their husbands are won over. And husbands to not to disengage, but to engage in understanding and honor, not dishonor their wives. And he says all this is that so that your prayers might not be hindered. It's quite a scary verse actually. That our relationships with each other can actually hinder our prayers. Challenging verses to husbands and wives, but so beautiful. Can you imagine a marriage where husbands and wives are trying to honor and to serve and to serve each other rather than themselves? This is the shape of marriage described in the Bible, where we serve and honor each other, not serve and honor ourselves. Thanks for letting the text talk, and we trust you've been blessed.